Welcome to She's Got This, the podcast for ambitious women who want to grow and scale their business and use the power of intentional energy direction to design their very best life. I'm your host, Christine Gallagher, award-winning business coach and mindset mentor to female entrepreneurs. If you're ready to own your brilliance while making bank, step into the absolute best version of you, and become a force for positive change in the world, you're in the right place. Let's do it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. You're listening to She's Got This. I'm Christine Gallagher, your host. So happy you're here today. Welcome. Today's episode is fun because we're talking about something that's been a cornerstone of my own business and also a lot of my clients' businesses. But before we jump into that, I wanted to make a quick invitation for you because I'm having a new masterclass that's happening on October 19th. It's free and it's called the 90-10 method, the intentional energy behind scaling to 6 to 7 figures. So this has been years in the making, honestly, and I'm so excited to share the content. So you can head over to shesgotclients.com/masterclass to sign up, and I hope to see you there. So today I wanted to sketch out for you what it looks like when you have a signature offer in your business. So this gets called different names sometimes, like signature system, signature program, flagship offer, proprietary process. They're all basically very similar. And the idea is that it's an offer that you get known for that helps you to scale because it allows you to reach a lot more people than just one-on-one. So basically, it's the steps you take to get your clients results in package form or program form. So often as coaches, experts, practitioners, leaders, we typically start out doing really great one-on-one work with our clients. But if you're anything like I was, you may have been getting the nudge to expand into sort of the next level of what you do here on the planet, your mission. I know a lot of people are feeling ready for that. And honestly, a signature program is actually a way for you to create a shift in consciousness with your soulmate client, which also creates a shift in the reality and the direction of the planet. So that sounds big, but I truly believe this because all of you are leaders and visionaries in your own way, and you're doing important work in the world. And a signature program allows you to get that work out to more and more people. And what I'm personally about is helping world changers like you grow and scale your business to really make a bigger impact in the world. That is what we're about. We've been doing this for nearly 14 years now. And thinking about this relates to the higher vision you have as a leader. I always really want people to expand their vision for what's possible in your business. So it's about possibility. If there were no limits, if there was nothing holding you back, what is it that you would create? What kind of impact do you want to make on the planet? Because I will tell you, we need that here on Earth more than ever. We need you and the impact that you're here to make. And it starts with a vision. So if you were helping hundreds or even thousands of people in creating transformation for them, what would your life look like? Where would you live? What would you do with your days? How are you impacting your family, your community? Because that is what you are meant to do. So one of the biggest things we do in our mastermind and our programs is helping you create success internally first. So many of you are successful in your business, but you're seeing that it's time for you to really grow and scale. You may be working one-on-one right now, and you're like, listen, I'm ready to blast off and take things to the next level. You might have been doing business locally primarily, and maybe you want to move into a model that allows you to take location restrictions off and really serve people all over the world. And the exciting thing is you in this moment absolutely have the opportunity to do that. So some of you are growing, some of you are scaling, and you may be ready to scale a signature offer as well. And again, a signature offer is simply made up of a series of steps that you take clients through to achieve a particular result. And you can package it into a marketable system that clients will understand so that they will hire you. So it's kind of like the little hinge that swings the big door of your business. And clients also love it as well for a few reasons. One, it makes your service tangible. And then it also shows that you have this stuff figured out, right? It also makes it easy to understand, and it's typically focused on achieving a particular result. And of course, because your signature offer is often a group program or can become a group program, it also really creates that leverage for you as well to serve a lot more people at one time. Now, one of the biggest obstacles I had earlier on with this idea of creating a signature system was my resistance to not customizing everything for clients. Because back in the day, early on in my business, that's what I was used to. And a lot of us who sell services are used to that because every client is different, right? So I just want to mention that for you to pay attention to in case it comes up for you as well, because it is something that I can see stops people commonly. They bump up against that, but it doesn't have to stop you. And that's one of the things that we help you with in our programs. So way back in 2009, I started out as a social media consultant, and my first signature system came about when I realized that there was a specific approach that I used and other people could use to get results in social media. So there was a pattern emerging. It was a system. I came up with the steps and then I put them in order logically and chronologically. And that first signature offer was called the 6 Simple Steps to Kickstart Your Social Media Success. And I had been doing one-on-one work with clients, basically one-off consulting sessions or a package of 3 sessions where they got a little price break if they bought 3. And I started to see that I wanted to create something to help more people understand how to use social media to get clients rather than just doing one-on-one with people. So back then at the beginning, it wasn't even a program per se. It was literally a PDF ebook, and it was a big one because it was over 100 pages, but it was a self-study, go at your own pace type of guide for people to really get a grasp of what social media was and what's Twitter and how the heck is spending time there going to get me clients. And as a result of the system and the exercises in it, people got clarity on how to use social media to build relationships and grow their business. And in the process of creating it, it made me get clear on, what actually are the steps that people need to take to get clients with social media and what order do they go in? And I created it once, but I sold it over and over. And that really opened my eyes up to the possibilities of how I could reach and help more people. And not only that, I started to see how this could help me create more time spaciousness in my life and in my business, which anyone who knows me, and my clients know this very well, spaciousness in my schedule is an absolute requirement for me. Because as visionaries, most of us are visionaries, even if we don't think of it that way, we need space to continue creating and growing ourselves and mapping out the future of our business. But of course, we also want time freedom to enjoy our life and our family, our friends, our interests, and all of that. And that's what my clients want as well, and what we help them create. So that was the first sort of iteration of my system. And it was an eye-opener of what I could really do with the business. And the biggest thing was that I could see how it could remove the cap on how many people I could really help at one time. And it also really helped me to see that not everything needs to be customized or different for every client. And a shift I had to make in my mind, and that you'll want to make as well, is that your clients' results are going to get exponentially more and better results than if you were just doing one-off sessions here and there. But at this point, I wasn't completely letting go of one-on-one, because from there, I actually decided to create a one-on-one coaching program around the content. And initially it was a 3-month program because I was starting to see how just doing one-off sessions here and there was going to be a really slow way to grow the business. But from creating the initial system, I really found a new level of confidence in my work. So my work became more impactful. And not only that, but having the clarity around the steps really helped me get more clear on my messaging as well. So it crystallized it, and it helped me to really express more clearly how it is that I help people. Because if you're a coach or a consultant, what you're really doing is selling the invisible. So making things concrete for people is hugely valuable. So for you, I want you to think in terms of, I have a system. So it is a mindset shift. So what I did is I took the content from the PDF system and it became a Let me coach you over 90 days and hold your hand as you begin building your social media presence and posting content situation, right? And because it was a program, I could charge more than what I charged for the self-paced PDF guide. And so even though it was one-on-one, I was getting some real leverage from how I was able to price for a package. This was also what allowed me to move away from trading time for money. So it was no longer about the hourly rate, because you can only bring in so much revenue when you're trading time for money, right? So making more and working less can happen when you tap into basically your intellectual property and you package your knowledge and generate leveraged income. And some of the people who bought the PDF decided to step into that program with me to get the one-on-one support. And then some people went straight to the 3-month program without getting the PDF initially. So it was the same content, just spread out, and it had the access to one-on-one calls with me during those 3 months. So you want to think about what is the goal of your program and what does your client actually end up with as a result of it. And from there, I added a 6-month one-on-one option. Again, same content, just spread out and with more one-on-one access than the 3-month had, because now, in addition to one-on-one calls, I had added in a VIP day to the package. So it wasn't like, oh, I charge $1,500 for the 3-month program, and then since it's double the amount of time, I'm just going to double the price to $3,000. With the addition of the VIP day and some other goodies that I threw in, like access to the PDF system and some other perks, I was able to charge at that time $5,000 for that 6-month program. And I had a coach at the time, and she challenged me to offer a 12-month one-on-one program, which honestly freaked me out, but I did it. And I charged $12,000 for that. And it contained 2 VIP days in addition to everything else. And you don't need to do it this way, because I've learned a lot since then. But basically, I'm just sharing how the path was for me as I was figuring it out. So what I hope you can see is that having a signature system or a process helps to clone you and leverage you. And it can lead to sort of this signature line of offerings in your business if you want. So my signature systems, I have multiple ones. My signature systems have led to signature lines of offerings, and I have used the content in everything from masterclasses and webinars to lead magnets to my signature talk and a whole bunch of things. So it's all the same steps. And around the same time, I was also joining my own programs and investing in mastermind group programs with coaches. And I really started to see the value of community. So back then I ended up creating a membership program, and it was called the Social Media Mastery Club. And it included monthly group calls with me and the members. And again, it was same content. It was just a different vehicle. And it was like $47 a month, but multiple people were paying that every month. And then I created a group coaching program that was 8 weeks long, and it took people through the 6 simple steps with social media. So now I had multiple ways to bring in income and work with people. And I was really loving the group stuff. So there are a few different ways that you can map out your own system. The simplest way is really just outlining the steps that you take with your clients to get them the results that they want, and then put those steps in chronological order or number them in the right order. Another way you could do it is to use sticky notes. I love me some sticky notes or Post-its. And some of our clients like to map out their system with like Post-its on the wall in front of them. But either way, the idea is you're dumping it out of your brain and you're getting clear on the order. Because when we work with our clients, a lot of times it feels intuitive, right? The work that we do, but there is really a lot of power in getting it down and making it more concrete. Another way that's a little more cerebral is the problem, process, promise method. I learned this from a past mentor. So first you want to think of a potential client, then you think in terms of what is their big problem, and then what is the promise you're making as a result of working with you. And then of course the process is the thing that connects the two. So there are 2 things to get clear on about your process. One is milestones. So what are the key steps along the way? And then number 2 is outcomes. So it's good to phrase it in terms of results, not steps. Like, yes, you have steps, but more important than saying steps is what is the outcome or the outcomes that you're actually creating for the client. So it's about finding a big problem that they're experiencing. So for example, a $100,000 problem you're solving that when you compare it to the price of your $5,000 program or $10,000 program or $15,000 program, it's a steal. And then your process demonstrates to them that you have a shortcut, right? The quickest way out of their problem and into the promise that you're making. So when someone works with me, we usually map out their business for the next 12 or 18 months. Sometimes it's 2 years worth, but we map out where exactly the income is going to come from, their marketing plan, who their soulmate client is, and then we add it up. And it always adds up to multiple six figures at least. And if they implement the way that I am guiding them to, they're definitely going to create multiple six figures, and they can do it over and over again. So I'm very clear about the ripple effect of what happens for somebody when their life changes in that way with creating that kind of income. So let's use a non-business example. Let's say you are a dating coach. So the problem is your client is a shy guy or gal who wants to date a great guy or gal. And so the result is getting a date with that great person, right? So the milestones in between, AKA the process, it would be things like go to a place where people are. How do you start a conversation? How do you qualify them? How do you not look like an idiot? How to get their number, how to follow up without, looking desperate, having ideas of where to go for dates, things like that. And there's actually one more way to map out what your topics would be in your signature program. And I think of this as the personal transformation method, because you can look at the transformation that you personally underwent yourself. So if you go back to the beginning of your transformation and you say, all right, what was happening at the beginning of that transformation? What did I learn? What was that initial shift that I made that was so important for me? And then you go down the path a little bit further and you're like, okay, what was the next thing that I did to create that transformation for me? And what was the next step? And what was the next step? So you're going back and sort of reverse engineering what those steps were to create the result that you're experiencing in your own life. So when I talk about that initial system of mine, the 6 simple steps to kickstart your social media success, the program I created around it was actually the 6 steps of my own journey to getting clients with social media. And I would bring them through those steps. So it's about getting clear on what your soulmate client is actually desiring. So for my clients, it was feeling stuck about what the heck to do with social media for the business. And when they're looking around, seeing other business owners taking advantage of social media, they're often feeling frustrated because they aren't sure how to do it successfully or effectively, where they're not sitting on Facebook all day feeling like they're wasting their time with nothing to show for it, right? So that was clearly their problem, and I knew it was a significant problem. So think about your people. What is their problem, and what is the specific result that you're going to help them achieve in your signature program? And again, it can be a problem you've experienced yourself. So for me, it was getting clients online in this brave new world at the time of social media, or it's a problem that you have expertise or experience working with people on. I believe if you are here listening, if you were attracted to this podcast, you're very likely a visionary. And part of your purpose is to show your clients that things can be different. So you're really here to help lead them into the light and change consciousness in their world, which creates a ripple effect that changes consciousness on the planet. Because that's what we do, right? We're change makers. And so at this moment on the planet, all of us are being called to step forward in a bigger way and to transform more people's lives. And the cool thing is, when you step into thinking about what you do on a bigger level, you start to realize the gravity of that and what you're able to do for your clients, and your fears start to shrink. It conquers that. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could leave me a review on iTunes or share it with someone else who would find it helpful. To stay connected with me, please visit shesgotclients.com and sign up for my email list at the bottom of the page. Or feel free to share this episode on your Instagram and tag me at Christine G, and I'll repost you. I would love to share this with as many people as possible. I love you. Until next time, keep shining your light.